Hey, how are you? I'm live. Making sure all the settings are good to go. I know I'm a few minutes later than I intended. Hope you're having a good holiday season and all its adventures and everything. Alright, here we go. We're diving in, guys. Alright. Hi, so by the way, my hair is nice tonight. As we can see my hair. Figure show my hair. I did fully blow dry, straighten it and all that tonight, and here we are. So what I'm working on is our calendars, or at least my calendars. So I have 4 here. I just finished 2 a little while ago. I use more or less the same papers. So these are pretty cool. These are little desk calendars, and I've been working on this concept for a few years now. And on the back, you can pop it out and you can stand it up. Kind of, sort of. I'm getting a better light in here. So there we go. So they're super handy. They sit on the desk. And I love these things. Now, I prefer this style. I do have another style. I'm just going to grab it here. I'm going to carefully grab it here. Because it has information on here that I'm like, I don't need people at the past to chase me down. So I'm just going to cover it up as I show you guys. I have this red version. It's more of a vinyl. Let me put it in place here. That way you can kind of see what the heck I'm doing. Cause this one I don't like as much, but I do have more of these. And you're probably wondering, well, where did these come from? So this is how this one goes. Ta-da. So this one's pretty... I just have to cover up the information in the past. So how did I get these buggers? Well, it's a bit of a story. A place I used to associate with would get these calendars every year. Which, okay, cool. I'm just going to keep the red nearby because we need red for inspiration for some paper. So what happened is they would get these calendars and they would have them all custom printed, their business information, the calendars and that. I just tossed out the old ones for these. And, oh, let me grab one, for example. I just threw it in the trash. So this is from the first style, for example. They are from 2022. So near the end of 2022, a whole stack of these calendars made their way into the dumpster. So of course I dumpster dived and got a stack of these. These I don't care so much. It's just I wanted the frames because essentially I ripped this off, decorate and customize to make these beautiful looking calendars. And I print these myself. So this year I'm doing a little different. I actually use cardstock this year. And these are perforated lines so you can pull them out as needed. I think I'm going to have to put a little more adhesive on those because I'm still working the concept. Should be good. Anyways, let me double check them. So that's kind of the story where they came from. The calendars for the reds, they're long gone. I don't even know what year they were. But yeah, I'm just doing a quick... Yeah, we're going to have to get more adhesive on there. Alright, well, let's fix that now. I mean, that's the thing. I'm refining these as I go. Because, yeah, this side just seems to be not sticking. So, I've got some liquid glue, which is not my preference. It's not my preference, but it'll do. Assuming it wants to pop itself out. Come on. There we go. There we go. That's some liquid glue happening. And I'm just going to hold it in place for a bit. I don't mind if it gets a little goopy. So yeah, if anybody ever has problems with my calendars, let me know. Feedback is appreciative so I know what's working and what's not. So I'm just going to hold it for a few minutes here. It's a good thing I'm checking these tonight. So last year I printed these on regular computer paper. This year I did cardstock. And the cardstock does come up nicer than before. So there we go. Alright. That's better. Let me check the rest of them. Okay, this one's loose too. Seems to be the loose on the one end. Go figure. So same thing. Let me get in there with the liquid glue. Come on. Come on, liquid glue. I don't like liquid glue, to be honest. Ah. There we go. There we go. Just gonna give that good pressure. Make sure that stays in there. Alright, we'll come back to the other two in a moment. Alright, that should be sticking better. Yeah, so, word of advice for my own self, use liquid glue. And what I try to do is if people can give these back to me at the end of the new year, I will reface them again with a new design. So this year I did Scrappy. I actually really like it. Alright, let's check the other two here. Okay, that one's loose on this side. Gotta get some glue going here. I think this glue's running out. Damn it. Seriously? Yeah, this glue might be running out. No, not anymore. Got a good drip to come out. I think I have another one somewhere anyway. So give that good pressure. It's like, hey, live and learn. I don't mind if it's got a little bit of a drip of glue coming out there. I don't care. I'm okay with that. As long as it's in there good. Alright, so the last one of the set of 4 I've already made. So if people are interested in my calendars, yeah, definitely gotta get that side. They're available. I was gonna try to get a drop in there. Yeah, a little bit in the side, but that's alright. And I'm just gonna get this side better. There we go. And it's okay to be generous with the glue. So now I know I'll use the Seal Plus and the liquid glue these because I actually stapled these together, so maybe they're just not holding right. And that's okay. So I'm just going to put pressure on both ends. Alright, that should be better. Much, much better. Okay. As long as it sticks, that's all I care about. Hey Elaine, how are you? So then tonight I'm going to start towards working on the red version. So more or less the same thing I'm doing. Now, with the first set, let's bring one back in. I did kind of pick the colors for Scrappy that will look kind of good with this. Because it's like a blue and silver theme here. So I think this turned out quite nicely. But for the red, I got to come up with some colors. So I'm going to grab some various designer series paper. I'm going to flip through what we got and see what colors we can use for this. So anything that works with the reds, really. Okay, I'm not feeling this, but that is a maybe. I'll kind of hang on to that. Not big on the greens. I'm looking for something to complement that. That's just too dark in my opinion, so I don't really know what to use. If anybody has any color suggestions, let me know. Okay, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say the green. Well, it helps if I keep the red in view too. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm really off camera. Not big on the green. This I don't mind. I'll include that because it kind of works. Not big on the socks, but they're really cute though. Not so much for this design. I have this, but this just doesn't really do me. I have this. That doesn't do me either. This I am not using because I think I have a booklet of that for something else. I have these. I might use that one. I don't like that one. Not a fan of that one. I like that one. I'll use that. Not the blue. Not that one again. I think yeah, that's the same as the other. Not big on that. But yeah, it's the challenge of trying to find colors that will work. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4 that might work. And I'll just keep going until I find something that speaks to me. I normally don't pick colors when I do Scrappy, but because I have a certain vision for this, I'm actually going for it. Now the colors I've already selected might change anyway, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm just not spotting so far. I'm sure I have paper here somewhere. I just have to dig for a while, take my time, see what speaks to me, and come up with a good concept. So I'm also keeping in mind what I've already pulled anyway. And I usually do 5 colors in white. I actually did 7 in the last one, so I can go a little more if I need to. I like that. I just don't like with the existing colors. I want something a little more, I don't know, vibrant. That's more vibrant. I'll think about it. I'll include it in the pile. I'll think. Yeah. I'm just pausing for a moment. Oh, that's a cute birthday cake. Then we got this. That's cute, but not what I'm going with. You know what? I kind of like what I've pulled. So I have 1 white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have 6 colors. We'll roll with it. All right, let's roll with it. And see what we come up with. Alright, it appears I didn't put these back the way they should be. So let's do a quick scramble to put these away. Yeah, I'll roll with the way it is. Sometimes it's hard to find like the right colors for a concept. And then my next step is literally cut the strips into 1/2 inch and then play with it. But at least I've kind of picked some colors to go with this. So I'm just going to grab 1 each. There we go. And I'll have to pick something for the strip for the calendar, because I have this already pre-prepped. My stapler was having problems. I stapled the crap out of this. I'll have to use some good glue later to help refine that better. Alright, put that aside. Alright, so let's get our strips going. This is from earlier. Just going to put that with the pile from earlier. So here's the part we get to watch me cut paper. I'm just going to move the phone over a bit. Hope it doesn't fall over. So I've got a piece of white. I'm going to grab some more white shortly. And to how much paper to use, I just cut some to start, and then just kind of see what I get into. I'm gonna bring in the paper trimmer. That way you can kind of see 1/2 inch. Here we go. At least getting their strip going. And I'll kind of walk you guys through on how I do this. I almost used my really rough blade, even though this blade's going too, so that's okay. I just gotta figure out the color scheme here. That's a thicker piece, but that's all good. I kind of like how all these colors are kind of similar. So it's 4 so far. Get a 5th one in here. And I'll probably use one of these thick ones to do the top piece of the calendar. And then I'll grab one of these. And even both sides could work on that too, so if I really need to do that. Alright, there we go. I think we got some good colors to start. Alrighty. So then, here's where it gets interesting. I'm going to do these two pieces at the same time. This is where it really gets interesting. Now this will be small, this little strip will be smaller pieces, kind of like what I've done on the other calendars. Whereas this is more of the fuller strips. So if that makes any sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just going to make some room. That way any of the small pieces will go on here. So this one... I'm going to already start with that one. So I'm going to do both at once here. Just to get going. Now this is a shiny. I'm just going to flip it over and use the non-shiny side. Or else it's going to be more confusing and what the heck. If this was buried in this, it wouldn't matter so much. Put that off to the side. We're going to get some adhesive on here too and get going. Because at least on this one, I don't care if they're long strips. Because they'll be half hidden by the calendar itself anyways. So I'm going to take this good piece of white and get started. I always start with the white. Now these ones, I don't color the white pieces because I just like them as is. And as I go, I'm going to trim. And the next one. And then what I'm going to do is, for all the small pieces coming off, we're going to, if I can, maybe, we're going to use them. Actually, I'm not. That's too small. Okay, my plan is not working. That's okay. Alright, we'll just roll with it like this. I was going to use the cutoffs. Yeah, but my cutoffs are not going to work. That's okay. Because I've realized that this piece is a little longer than I'm used to, so I'll just roll with it as is. There goes for the idea. At least with longer strips, it makes Scrappy a lot easier. We are going to get some variants in it soon. And you know what? I'm just going to keep this as the long strips anyway. I think that will just make more sense at this point. Alright, I need more paper. Literally. I just think it... Yeah, because otherwise, it's just going to look weird if I start mixing it up. Alright, but like I say, it'll be half covered anyway. So let's bring back the trimmer. Get some of this cut up again. So I can just quickly see what colors I need. So let's get the white in here. Trim that off. And then what's left is one more color. And then there's our piece. And that will be this one again. And good, then I'll cut another strip to be able to do the next bit. So I'm going to do some quick cutting right now. Just seeing how these were in the first place. Hey, cat lady, you made it too. I'm working on my calendars. Okay, I gotta cut 2 pieces off of this. Because I need one of these to do part of the calendar itself. And then I need this here. Actually, this side is what I want. Alright, so we're good. Got some colors going. Alright. That way I can speed through this, because I've done a few of these lately. Alright, so this one we already cut a while ago. I'm just going to get that. Actually, I'm going to put a little more adhesive, just in case I didn't quite get it all. Alright, there we go. So that is done. I'm going to take one of those away. And then we're going to finish. So there we go. There's that one. We're going to finish this one. So I'm just going to use the rest of that color. But with this, ideally, try to use smaller strips. Shorter, I mean. That way, it just kind of looks good. So I'm just kind of half eyeballing here where I want to cut to purposely make the strip shorter, because this will have more of a focal point on the actual calendar when there's more to see. And also trying to offset the lengths, that way it's not totally cookie cutter. So like this one, I'm going to cut even shorter to like there, just to work with it. Makes it more unique. And this will come in there. Alrighty. Trim that off. Then this one again, I'm just going to cut a short-ish length. Just so it's got something going on to it. I didn't cut that very well, but that's okay. Okay, got that. I'm going to grab one of the weights, cut that down. So I want that one. And I'm going to finish it with this one. There we go. See, by shorting the lengths, it just makes it look a little better. A little more puzzly. And I hear this commentary from upstairs, laughing at what I'm doing. Now this has a bit of a white edge on the bottom. I'm just going to trim it. This makes it look a little better. I'm going to fix that one corner sticking out. There we go. Alright, so this is just white cardstock, by the way. But at least that looks pretty good. Alrighty. So then I'm going to take this piece and the calendar itself and glue that on top. And we might need a lot of glue, as we've learned from the start of the video. But at least I can get that on. Now, all the calendar sheets are perforated, scored 1/2 inch. That way these pages can be torn out. Okay, so I'm just going to work with this because there's a lot of staples in there. It didn't really go very well. I'll have to invest in a new stapler. And on the back side, put as much adhesive as possible to help get this on. Like so. And same as this side. That way it just kind of holds it together a little better. I don't mind if the staples come through. That is totally fine by me. They can come through all they want. Alright, there we go. That way it just gives like a little border on the top to help keep it all together. Now we're going to assemble. So I'm just going to quickly do the assembly of the section that should not be seen. So on the back of, sorry, I'm speaking back of this, I'm just going to put some adhesive down. There we go. And then I'm just gonna, off camera, kinda sorta, somewhat cover. Check where this is going. There we go. So there's the top of the calendar, that section. This is how we reuse them. If I cover that up, I'm just going to make sure that sticks on really well, because I'm not used to using this vinyl stuff. And then double check my positioning. That's going to go there. I like the white in the bottom. That's going to go on there with adhesive again. I'm going to put a fair bit on there. So if people are interested in these calendars, please get in touch with me. So I am selling them. Canadian currency. Generally, you have to be in Canada for me to sell to you, or else it's not worth my time. Okay, that's a little crooked. I'm going to try to fix it. Luckily, it doesn't stick on totally yet. Okay, a little better. Make sure that sticks on really well. Alright, so then lastly, we're going to take this here. Now, we learned from earlier, it needs more adhesive than what it has. So we're going to add more, and a lot more, as I'm getting it on my calendar. Oopsie, where it shouldn't be. Alright, so then I got a whole strip of adhesive on there, but we're going to add adhesive, because I think this needs a little bit of help. So with the liquid glue, I'm going to try to work with it here, and just add more liquid glue. There we go. And then when I'm ready, and I got to be kind of quick with this, and get this on. Hold on. I got to bring it closer to me. I don't want to mess it up. And glue it on, and hold on for dear life. Give it a good few minutes here. Kind of, sort of, maybe not a few minutes, but like a good minute. So, as I make sure my glasses are on my head, I'm going to hang on to this. So, how's everyone doing? How's your Christmas? Do you have plans for New Year's? Do you work tomorrow? I do work tomorrow, unfortunately. So I was a little late getting on, so I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do my video, because I was making the other ones. Alright, that should be good. I've kind of hang on to that for a good, half minute. And yeah, so there we go. So let's see how this, so what happens is with this one, this back piece slides into the top there. These I have more of, actually. I don't like these as much, because in the past I've done something different with these and I didn't like it. And I prefer the first style. And there we go. There's our calendars. That's actually pretty cool. I like it. To be fair, the scrappy looks a little plain, but then again, I like the looks of it. It just makes it look cool. So, I'll just leave it like that for the moment. There we go. So that's the red style. I have lots of these still. I have limited supply of these frames. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think? I'm just going to leave them like this, so you can kind of see. They're not supposed to be like this, but we're rolling with it. So cat lady's got to do animal care in the morning and all. That makes sense. But I want to know, which of these do you like better? The red version. Now, it's different, sturdier for the case. Or this flimsy cardboard version. Anyways, let me know. And yeah, if you want to order, give me a shout. I am taking orders for these. So I made one for me, of course. One for my mother. I know Elaine's claimed two of some sort. She'll have to let me know if she likes the red style or the old style, or doesn't matter. Price is the same either way. I am looking on sourcing more of these for the future. So I do have a good stack of the reds. I think I have blue somewhere, but for the life of me, I don't know where they are. I'll have to, there might be one of the boxes upstairs. I'll have to look. But these old ones, I don't have much left of these, unfortunately. I gotta locate them, or locate something else. Anyways, or design my own frame. We'll see. There's that possibility too. So I started Googling last night on like, how can I get my own, make my own? So there's ideas. I just prefer to have the frames so I can work with it. Anyways, for the first of the week is something new I've been doing. And also next week, this upcoming week, is the last of the cards capsule. We'll be drawing for that very soon. How we're doing that, I've yet to decide. That's my project for this week to figure out. So Calais likes the red one. Well, that's great. It is nice. It makes it, it's more size appropriate, I think. Versus this is all kind of there. And then I'm going to have to look through some boxes to see, do I have the blue version of these? I don't know. Because the first year I dumpster dived for these. The next year I dumpster dived for those. So that would have been 2022, 2023. I'm pretty sure I have some 2024 blue ones, but I could be wrong. Maybe I missed it on it. So, okay, Elaine wants the red ones. All right, I have to make more red. I should be able to match the colors pretty good. I'll try to work on my stapling because it's rough on there. All right, so Elaine wants 2 reds. I will do 2 reds. So here's one for Elaine. The other one will be another day. But yeah, I'll have to see if I have blue frames. I think I do, but I could be wrong. I think I missed out on collecting them, so it is what it is. Alrighty, so have a great night, everyone. We'll see you soon. I'll make another one for Elaine one of these days, and I have 2 of these available if anybody wants one. Alright, good night. Bye for now.